In this video, you'll be learning about this topic.
So let's just pull the thread on a scenario that doesn't make any sense. But if you got a sovereign nation that really wanted to go after this thing, and let's just say that in China, there's 55% of the hashing there, even though we know that these aren't the numbers. Let's say the sovereign nation steps in and says, we want to attack this network. We want to take it down. They get all their miners to come online and they try to attack it. What is the attack? When we talk about a 51% attack, describe what it is and describe in detail what it is that they're able to actually attack. And then talk about, as we would march 15 days into the future after the attack happened, how it has to be sustained and all those types of factors. Walk us through this attack.
Here's what a 51% attack is. Every 10 minutes, you essentially get a new page in the ledger. We call this a block, right? It's a list of transactions that's in the ledger, that goes into the ledger that every node in the world validates as consistent with the rest of the ledger and so on. But once in a while, though, you'll get two candidates for the next page, and they might have some differences. And in that case, every node is supposed to figure out, wait until one of them has an additional page built on top of it. And whichever is longer, that's what they keep. So at any time, if you see a longer chain than the one that you currently have, then you're supposed to take the longer chain with more proof of work. That's at the heart of what a 51% attack is it rearranges the ledger in some way. So a very simple 51% attack would be, you first send 100 Bitcoins to an exchange, right? As part of that block. Say that they don't wait for more than one confirmation, in which case you get credited right away. Somehow you're able to withdraw, I guess 100 Bitcoins is times 35,000, I guess $3.5 million or something like that.
Yes.
You're able to withdraw $3.5 million. And then using the hash power you have on hand, you create two blocks before the rest of the network finds one. And instead of the 100 Bitcoins going to the exchange, you send the 100 Bitcoins back to yourself, in which case that transaction is no longer valid. And you have 100 Bitcoins and $3.5 million. That would be a way to attack it.
But you're only talking about one transaction in that block. You're not talking about rearranging all the transactions in that block, correct?
That's correct. So essentially what a 51% attack is it allows you to do what's called a double spend. It lets you spend 100 Bitcoins twice, once to the exchange and once to yourself. So you get to, have your cake and eat it too, essentially. You can eat it by, converting it to $3.5 million. Now, there's a lot of risks in that scenario, right? First of all, the exchange might sue you, right? If you try to do that, well, they know where they sent the money through the fiat system, so they're gonna go and find out from the bank and see if they can recover the bank that way, or slap a lawsuit on the bank. And I know of no exchange that gives you a suitcase full of cash, so that's not going to happen. And second, you don't know that you're able to get more blocks than the other part. It's all probabilistic. You don't actually know that you have 55% of the network. Now you might, but it's still probabilistic. The other chain might find it faster than you, just because if it's a 60-40, well, 40% of the time they're actually going to find the block before you. So you don't know. And essentially you have to be longer before you can broadcast that. So there's a lot of tricky things there.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on the next podcast episode and new investing resources.
What are your takeaways and thoughts on this discussion? Let us know in the comments section below.